Hi everyone. So myself Varun Uday. I'm the Chief Visionary Officer of Global Wedding Network. So once again we are back on Know Your Member series. So we shortly name it as KYM. So let's just have a brief on Global Wedding Network. So Global Wedding Network is a community which has been formed from Bangalore since 2019. Okay, so now as a part of the community, we are doing a lot of engagements. So one key engagement is Know Your Member. We wanted to give absolute visibility and a credible conversation for our members. So we wanted to showcase one of the amazing member, which I will be just introducing in a while. Before that, see, as a GWN community, we wanted to bring up the wedding opportunities among lot of people, and we wanted to connect each other, especially like Global Wedding Network is originated from India. India is a vast destinations as like we see there are a lot of places where you can explore and organize weddings. So for organizing these weddings, we wanted trusted resources and trusted partners, and that's how the weddings are being made. And your end customer, especially the end customer, their dream has to be fulfilled with the help of authentic and trusted members. So that's where our importance comes, and we are trying to build it very, very huge. So let's see what our member has to say. And now I am getting into a conversation with an exciting entrepreneur who has begun a great and amazing journey in the wedding fraternity. So actually I wanted to talk more about her, but since this is a Know Your Member series, I wanted that person to be first visible on your computers or wherever you are watching through mobile. So let's welcome her with a big round of applause. Varniika Bhargava, I'm presenting you in front of our viewers. So welcome, Varniika. Let's hear from you. So let's begin.
Thank you so much, Varun, and thank you so much, DWN, for inviting me today. And it's really been great honor to be sharing the same network all together and sharing our views towards the wedding fraternity. So
I wanted to know, like, people are also interested. See, here we will have a conversation regarding how you started. See, everybody is very crazy on knowing, like, why you have chosen wedding industry, because we know, like, what is our dream and what is our passion, how we have come into this industry, what contribution we can really make, or what the difference we create in the lives of people. So I wanted to hear more from you.
So as far I'll talk about myself. So basically, I'm not at all from the event industry earlier. So I came from a finance background, completing my master's and obviously working for good MNCs for certain years. From my graduation sides, I always have the interest towards different kind of form of dances, painting, and also the theater part. So I've been associated with the theater for almost 8 to 9 years. I've been performing live on the stages for the theaters. So somehow I get my interest developed towards, doing the set designing, costume designings, how to play with the lights, how to, create different kind of props and everything. So somehow that's, again, I have the vision of doing it something my own. So someday it was like I was sitting in my office doing my regular finance job. So I thought, okay, it's enough of time of into our finance. Let's do something which is more about passionate and which is more, which can actually describe me, because from my childhood times, I'm more into the creativity part. So I'm not somebody who is more of the studious, but yes, somebody who is more into creatives, games, and different kind of activities like dance, painting. So I've been into a different kind of a painting, ceramic paintings, glass painting, foil painting. So that's how I've been doing it. So yeah, that's how my interest gets generated. And
It's
so I
very
started.
interesting. Actually, the major thing is that you told like you are handling finance. See, everybody is keen on the finance, and now like you are driven by passion. See, that's
Right.
how the difference made. Go on, go on.
So earlier, it's obviously it's very difficult because I came from a background where my entire family is a business family, and they are again into a finance business. So leaving all those part and trying something new is a bit of difficult, but it's very challenging and interesting for me. And yeah, that's probably the right path, because I have started doing freelancing earlier when I was working. So somehow I was getting the experiences, and that experiences again lead to the generation of a company. So we have started into 2017, and it's been 6 years now.
Wow, wow. So during this period, see, you have been like bringing up new changes, and somewhere between our earlier conversation, the most interesting part, like in our industry itself, like I have been talking with so many people. Okay, so I came across the USP, like what your service. My mind was just. Aligning, that is, this hospitality need to be improved. You are always focused on the guest. They should be given a proper care. So it was very interesting. So can you give a gist of the same?
Right. So, hospitality services is again one of the most important things we have to consider while we are considering for any planning of a wedding. Because the one thing is like if your clients, your guests are not satisfied at all, so there is, I mean, no sense of making the big fat weddings, decors, a good catering, or maybe going for a venue like Fairmonts or any high-end kind of a venues. So if your guests are happy, so if there's any minute errors in a wedding, so they'll say, okay, everything is fine, we are happy. So, but again, you need to understand if you're hiring a hospitality team. So one, they should be professional. Secondly, they know what they have to do. It's not something I'll just pick randomly certain person and I'll ask them, okay, you go and do this job. So let's take an example. Somebody who is good with the vendors, right? So I cannot ask him or ask her to go and gel up with the clients or a guest, because the kind of the conversation he can do is obviously he cannot handle with the client. So, like, if I need to put somebody on a help desk, I need somebody who is in a polite in a nature, or who is gentle enough. Like, if even a guest is coming and yelling at that person, so he or she should be calm enough, understand the problems, and there itself they can give the solution. It's not just thing like somebody is shouting at you and you again start shouting back to them. So this is again, so somebody who is into logistic, so I cannot expect him to sit at the help desk and be calm at the same level what the actually a help desk person has to do. So you have to actually understand what kind of a person, what kind of a quality has to be put in which kind of a department. And hospitality is not just about help desk or just welcoming the guest. It's more into a detail. Even if your production is happening, so there has to be a certain person who will be there throughout your production, who will be supervising it. And so he must be having that kind of authority and that kind of a knowledge, like if something is going wrong, so he shouldn't call us or call the other planners, like sir, this is happening wrong, what should I do? See, you are there and you are, I mean, you have a knowledge enough, like you can yourself take a decision. If your clothes is not matching, you can ask them to change. If your flowers are not matching, you can ask them to change. So you should have those kind of a knowledge. Then only you'll be fit to go in any kind of a department. So that's actually the importance of the hospitality is. And if I can elaborate hospitality into more, like let's say if I'll talk about the department wise. So we have F&B departments, we have logistics, then we have production, we have health desk, then again we have shadows. Again, nowadays people are taking shadows in maybe in a wrong way, in a right way, both the ways. Because I've seen a lot of clients, they thought like if they are hiring a shadow, so shadows will do anything. So see, there are certain limits. Okay, so you cannot ask your shadow to make you wear your sandals. You cannot ask them to do that. Okay, they are there to keep your phones with them, keep your baggage with them, and everything is there, but they're not your servants, so you have to understand. So shadow is there to help you out, not there to being serve you like a servant. So that's the things which you guys have to understand it, and you really need to be there being a very professional. Like if you are there on any side into a hospitality team, so you have to understand, you have to be very presentative, and always you should look fresh. So clients, whenever they are coming to you, so at least if they are thinking of shouting at you, so you just give them a smile and they'll be relaxed. It's not something like they are already angry and you're sitting like holding your legs and sitting on a chair. So obviously the level of a temper will goes high. So try to understand those kind of situations.
So that is very some valid point. Any of those you remember any of the good stories, like you got ample time to work with the customer recently, or in your like most rememberable guest management, anything you wanted to share, you can.
So okay, so I just want to share with my recent wedding which we have done it in Jaisalmer. So my client, so my both the clients are very very sweet. So which I was not expecting to be that kind of a sweetness from them, but somehow they actually knew it, the importance of each and every department which we are handling. Even with the shadows, they they were very nice, very kind. So I have seen the people like they are like, okay, if shadows had the foods or not, they have nothing to do. But here they were like, okay, you can go have your foods, then you can come back, or we'll call you if you need anything. And even they help us out with the entire the room allotments and everything. So it makes us very easy, like in a one go they just give us the list. Okay, Vanika, this is the list, this is the room numbers we have already allocated, and you don't have to go as per the guest requirement. We need to change the rooms or anything, you just give them the keys as per the rooms are allotted. So this makes our work very easy, because room allotment is something, even though we worked hard on room allotments for the entire month, but at the end it comes like, okay, whosoever is coming first, you just hand over the keys to that, and which is again changing the entire list. So at the end of collecting the keys at the end of the wedding, it's become very difficult. But this wedding, it goes so smooth, and everything was so perfectly done, they were very happy. And so that's again one of the best part we at the end of the wedding we get is like client satisfactions are on the 100% level. So it is, we feel good, like my team feel good, so okay, whatever we are doing on a best level.
Even see, I have heard of some instances where it happened, where like there is no event manager or somebody has booked the hotel, and there no guest hospitality is managed, and even the guests are in queue. And it happened that like already they have allocated the room, and that room, once the guest came and then seen another guest is resting there, so which was allocated to them. So all these messes happens really. So it is better, like if it is a planned event and especially a guest management team is there, it will make a difference. And see, we are everyone there for celebrating a good event, right? So
Right.
nobody wanted to take attention, or it has to be in a hassle-free mode. So your
Exactly.
service, I think, it has to be a mandate in such destination weddings as well as in other weddings which are happening. So it will really clears off the tension of the client.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a very valid thing. And another thing, see, you do many other things. So can you just give some small brief on each of the portfolio where like what is your USP? How you are like now you don't have boundary. I got to know like you have done one wedding in Jaisalmer. So you can just explain on like what else you do.
Okay. So very quickly, I'll just let you know about the company. So as we know, all know the name of company is Creativeshowz, and Creativeshowz again itself had divided it. It's segmented into 5 different categories. So one is the wedding planning and hospitality management, which is one of our forte, which we do. If I talk about wedding planning, so we have been doing weddings for destination and as well as international weddings. Also, we are focusing on the outskirts of the destinations. Secondly, we are into our own wedding magazine. We have already launched our second editions as well. So it is more different what usually kind of a weddings magazine we have been seeing so far. So it not just cater to the wedding vendors, let's say not just the decorators or entertainment or the catering person, but also it catering to all those people who are important in getting you prepared for your wedding and even after your wedding. So let's say somebody who is a yoga person, who is into a gifting, who is a trainer, or might be a gynecologist, interior designer. So somehow they are helping you in each and every steps of your wedding. So we are catering all those people in this magazine. So once you get your services done from them, at least you get the 100% satisfaction. Okay, what are the vendors we are using it? They are trustworthy vendors, and we can use it for our further functions as well. Because if I'll talk about, let's take an example of an interior designer. So obviously, a girl is coming to your place. Okay, she's leaving her house, she's coming to a new place. So you need to get your homes renovated. There you require an interior designer, right? So they help you out with the kind of the expertise they has, like what kind of a rooms has to be designed and what all things can be done. Then again, even after a wedding, then we have the extensions of the rooms and everything it happens. So your services has to be continued. So how this is how we think we have this kind of a perspective, and that's why we brought this magazine. Extending to this, we are again into a talk show, and this talk show is more about, we'll be visiting your place. So we'll be traveling across the India, and we'll be traveling to your showrooms, your offices, and wherever you provide your services or products. And we will be doing in brief detailing a conversation with you, like why your services or your products are important, what kind of a USP you guys use it, and if you're into a services, why people will choose you over other kind of expertise, right? So you should know why your products are important. It's not just something you have started with something and you are just selling it out. So you should know like why why people come to us, what our USP is. So that kind of a talk show we are doing. And then we have fourth is, which is, so again, I'm a certified wedding consultant. So during the pandemic, we have started with the services of pre and post counseling. we always heard of the post counseling, which is a marriage counseling, but we due to this pandemic thing, there are a lot of misconceptions and misunderstandings are happening during the preparation of a wedding, and which is again resulted into people are coming to us and saying like we don't want to get married, and the reason behind is very small and very stupid. So we need to understand, okay, there are certain things which, you cannot go to your parents, you cannot go to your friends or a family members to discuss about it. So we are here to, sit with you to understand what kind of a problems we are facing. Be it you can come to us being a couple, or you can also come to us as an individual if you are facing anything. So let's talk about, if I talk about pre-wedding, so brides to be have a lot of questions in their mind, so which obviously they cannot talk to anybody, but we are here being an expertise. We know what kind of a situation you are facing, what kind of questions you have in your mind, so somehow we can connect and we can give you the solutions towards that. So this makes your journey very easy. So, and the last part we are into, we are also helping a lot of parents to get their I mean kind of the matches they are looking for their son or a daughter. So the kind of a matrimony services we are giving it. So again, the matrimony services which we are giving is not on a portal or on any kind of a website, but it's more on the one-to-one basis. So where we will be visiting the person's house, their working places. So we should make sure like whatever profiles we are taking with us, there has to be genuine. There should not be a problem like the persons are already married or they are just here for a dating or something like that. So profile has to be verified and there has to be a serious person who are looking for the matches. So that's how we have been doing the matrimonial services. And so far we have been doing it to India only, not outside India, but yes, sooner we can we extended it to international level. So that's all about Creativeshowz in a one go. What kind of a hats we cater to?
Yeah, so I have a question for you. See, you told like now you will help in matching, getting the match right. So, do you get like international, like so many Indians are staying abroad, right? So sometimes they take alliance with the like people in India. So such queries also. They will not be aware about the background and they wanted to do a due diligence. So such cases also you take up, right?
Yes, we do take up, and we do have our agents, which is outside the India in that cases. So we just give them, we pass the profiles to them, and we ask them to get it verified on our behalf. And on the basis of the verification, we get it from them. Then we proceed for the further, maybe the meetings or anything which is possible.
And this counseling you were telling, right? Like counseling, see, whether you will take the support of the healers or like any other counselors, or you collaborate and work.
Yes, we do that. So initially, it's me who do their counseling, but somehow at a certain level, if we require like somebody who is into a stress or some kind of a thing, so obviously we collab with the healers with, or maybe somebody requiring some treatment kind of a thing. So we collab with the doctors. So yes, it's not just me who has been doing their counseling, but they are the expertise with us who help you out to be perfect at every places. So it's not just like if you have something else and we are just giving a counseling or something else. So it won't be that case.
Okay, got it. And another thing, see, you now you did a wedding in Jaisalmer. See, how far you will suggest, see, not the usual places. You were telling about, you will be trying to give some absolute, like beautiful places where not yet some weddings has happened really. So there,
Right.
there, like, do you find any challenges? or like what is the feasibility, whether the budget will go down, or as per your point, I'm just asking. See, even I support that, like going to the like no unknown places majorly.
Right.
So how far your take on that, and how far you suggest for your customers that kind of service?
See, I prefer to go to such places because places which are exotic or which are very unexplored kind of a places, they have their own beauty in it. Okay, so one thing is, if I talk about the budget part, obviously it goes down because there won't be any that much of a expensive city as comparative the one we are doing the weddings as of now. Secondly, yes, we'll be facing some problems because obviously all the vendors won't be available. So we have to take measure of our vendors from one place to maybe the nearest, the vendors we have. Let's say if I'll talk about the Northeast. So Northeast, we have a place which is which is somewhere near to Guwahati. But again, it's a very beautiful place. But they have the capacity just for a 50 or 60 kind of a guest they can accommodate. But that place was so beautiful. You don't need any kind of a decoration, or you don't need any kind of a floral to be done there. You just need to put the lights, fairy lights, or it's enough for a wedding, entire wedding thing. So obviously your budget will goes down. But again, if I'll talk about certain vendors, so yes, obviously I have to hire from the Guwahati itself, because I cannot rely on the local support at that place because it will be very limited. So yes, so I think, but the experience which you will be getting it doing the weddings over there would be more different what usually the experiences we are getting in the metro cities, or maybe the cities which we already knowing it.
Yeah, and one more thing, see, in earlier, you have also connected me to the product designer Parth, right? Like last time we had a conversation. So how did you select? See, I got a fair idea how you do, and it's very interesting and exciting also. See, we wanted such touch in doing weddings. So see, such vendors you will take, you will do a personal research, and how do you do that? Fetch the such good, amazing vendors.
So, see, one thing is, yes, obviously we have been doing a lot of R&Ds towards searching for the vendors. Secondly, is I've been attending a lot of wedding related seminars or conferences which is happening, convocations which is happening. So there we actually get to know the different kind of artists or different kind of vendors we get it. So I always have a habit, even if I'm going to a place, a market area or somewhere, and if I found any artist who is doing which is looks very different, so I always ask them for a story, like why, like what kind of a material they are using it, and what exactly we can do it from that material. So this kind of a things give us a thought. Okay, we can also use that thing as a prop in our wedding, and as you know it, because wedding is something you can always give a new thing. You don't require to be on a repeated mode. So even I just love something which is a pen holder, but I can use it as a flower pot. So so this is on us, like how we can change the entire perspective of any object. So obviously we do a lot of R&D towards selecting the vendors, and then only we go ahead, because we will be visiting their go downs. We'll be visiting at their places where they do the entire working, and on the basis of that only we think, okay, this kind of a vendor can be taken for a longer term. So that's
Got it, great. And one more thing, you wanted to run your presentation or something, so that you wanted to explain more with GWN, like how are you feeling? Going forward, you also have so many plans. So what do you feel till now?
so honestly, Varun, it's been an amazing journey with the GWN for me, because I'm meeting with a lot of different other people who have different kind of a mindset, and the way they think weddings are the similar, which I was looking for, like, okay, I need this kind of a concept, or maybe somebody I'm looking for to collaborate to work together. Because so GWN make this very easy. And secondly, it's such a platform where, not just in India, even I'm looking for some person who is outside India and can help me out to get my work done. So it becomes more easier. And so even I just want to highlight the even a situation where I was stuck in a wedding. So even GWN helped me out to get over that kind of a situation. So this is the kind of a support, not just me, but somebody who is coming from a different industry, or maybe somebody who is just starting the business into a weddings or an event. So it's really helpful, like somebody is there sitting with you, helping you out, supporting you in each and every kind of a form. So yes, for GW, I mean, for me, GWN is it's amazing.
Yeah, thank you for such kind words. And even see, you have now joined and you are trying to bring more like value-oriented members. So that's how it works. So let's now come back to your slide has come. You can just tell where Palani, just you can scroll down and
Yes, Parni, it's okay. So Parni, just can we go up a bit? Okay, so this is again the kind of a services which we are providing: design, decors, wedding favors, gifting, and you can scroll it down. Then guest hospitality and management, artist entertainment. So again, I've been collaborated with the person from GWN itself, who have been giving us the artist and everything. So that's again one of the benefits we have. Then next we can go. Then photography, wedding invitations, even our team is there to make all kind of a graphics which we look forward for our invites, and the signages which we prepare for the wedding. So all the welcome boards, your function wise boards and everything. So we have our in-house team which do that part. Then we have next. Then also we help you with the venue suggestions, and we also help you with our food tasting, wine tasting, and any kind of a licensing you require. So we will help you out with that. Next. Then bridal trousseaus and your securities is another part. Okay, so basically these are the our planning services which we are providing. So helping out with the entire family and a bride and groom, from selecting their apparels to your jewelries for each and every functions, till selection of your wedding cards, your venues, making your entire guest list. Then also helping out with your trousseau shoppings. We are there to help you, even helping out with your honeymoon bookings. So if you need to, even after a wedding, you require our services. So we are there to help you out with that also. So our team will help you with the sending of invitations to your guest if you require. Then we have a specified team who do the entire WhatsApping of your e-invites, your save the dates, and the kind of 7 days left, 4 days left kind of a cards which we usually send. Then we'll help you with the entire mockups of the florist, with the decorators and everyone. Then vendor management is there. Logistic is another part which we handle. So yes, this is the entire listing we have. Can we go next?
Varniika, one last one question. So you see, now you told about wedding invites, right? How far the trend is going on for a digitized invitation? See, many like including me, I get queries like normally as per my business perspective. Now everybody wanted to go with the animated or save the date.
Right.
So your clients also like they are asking for fully digital, or they are still with the traditional styles, or how is it?
So nowadays, Varun, it's totally different, because obviously they get certain kind of the invites print for their closer family members or relatives, but they would prefer to go more with the digital part. So they want caricatures invites, they want more with the different kind of a video invites and everything. But even so now they, the percentage, if we talk about, so now 60% they have moved towards the digital, and only 40% are left where they'll be getting the printed cards and they'll be sending to across their relatives, and only to the close relatives, not to everybody.
And
So
in that one more thing, see, like might be along with the invitation, they wanted to give something. See, we have seen so many weddings, like big fat weddings. There, they wanted to gift along with the invitation. They will be giving a hamper or something. So such things also you might have come across, right?
Yes, because that's only happened with the this just I just mentioned you, like they are just getting the print of a cards only for the close relatives. So obviously they'll be going personally to them, and they'll be handovering the hampers or the savory boxes which we are taking it for the invitation. So every religions have their different kind of the hampers they can make. So if you talk about Punjabi, so they used to have the savories along, which is kind of a matki or a save or something, a kind of a sweet was there. But if I talk about other persons, so they just put something, chocolates and something in a box, and they give it to their relatives. So this is how the different kind of invites has been sending across. But yes, now people are preferring more towards digital rather than going for an imprint of the cards.
Okay, got it. Great.
And even so recently I came across a card, so which is again we call it for a samdhi invite, which I have seen with one of my friend. So he is into gold foil gifting parts. So he had made this frame, which is again a card invitation, a wedding invitation, where the bridegroom's names are there, the entire family names are there, even the function names are there, and it has been printed on a gold foil, and it's been captured in a frame. So it looks very elegant to give it to your what do you call it, samdhis, to put it at their home, and they can keep it for a longer time. So even this kind of things are happening.
Got it. So any more things to explain?
So we can go to next, Falini. Yeah, we can go to. So these are some of the awards and achievements we have been getting.
Great.
We can go next. Next. So yes, if I'll talk about the again hospitality, I've already covered a lot. So just I'll talk about the headings, like we plan it from executive from pick and drops from airports, stations to bus stand. So both the ways out. Then ground transportations, like transferring from one venue to another venues, will help you out with that. Hotel coordinations are there. Then printing and placements low. So the stationery which we we design at our office, so we get it print and we place it at the venues and keep changing as per the functions. Then shadows, as I'll talk about. So we have been providing shadows to bridegroom and to their parents. Next. Then yes, on-site venue management. Then dedicated help desk is there for the entire 24 hours for a guest to, if they're facing any kind of problems or anything, so they can directly come to the help desk and they can get it done. And yeah, your room allotments and everything has been done by my team. Even the hampers allotments are allotments, and the making of hampers is also done by my team. So great. I think yeah. So this is again the list continues. It's a big list. We cannot limit it to certain things in the wedding. So yeah. So the kind of okay. So this is again, we have divided our work culture into 4 different phases, where we initially we sit with the bride and groom and also with the entire family. We understand their concept, what they're actually looking for, and on the basis of that, then we start planning and doing the R&Ds, and then execution comes in, and then final conclusions comes in, like putting into our coverages, giving all the handovers, printings, whatever is there. So taking client feedbacks. So this is again, we have simplified our work culture into 4 different phases.
Very good, very good. So these are your client testimonials. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
So how do people contact? So now you should just
Okay,
tell
so
or
my contact details are already there, but I can just tell you my number. So you can contact me on 8130-655-455. That's our official number. You can contact us on that number. And if you're looking to drop us a mail, you can drop us on varnika.bhargava@creativeshowz.com. And you can follow us on Instagram. We are there on Twitters. We are there and LinkedIn. So anyway, you can search it. We are there. Even we are there on our YouTube with the name of Creativeshowz. So yes, that's about us.
So thank you, Varniika. That was a great tips, and you have shared so many points. So let's see how people react and people change towards the wedding trends, and let us contribute all together in working and bringing in a very organized industry. So
Thank you so much, Varun.
let's conclude here. So viewers, I just wanted to tell you, like, once again, we will be coming up with another exciting member. Till that, you have to wait. So just watch this video fully and share your feedbacks. Thank you.
Thank you so much.